Hello, konnichiwa, welcome. This is More Core. Today, I'm going to talk about Yakuza, Like a Dragon, and the Yakuza games in general. But I wanted to quickly throw out there the single biggest praise I can give the series. Now, sometimes the games are a little problematic. They're a bit easy. They're a bit, they make light sometimes of serious situations. But overall, the Yakuza games are a lot of fun. And one of the things I noticed in playing Yakuza Like a Dragon is that out of all the narrative games I play, I definitely find the most frequently I feel this feeling of wanting to kick the boss's ass. And I think what generally happens is when it becomes boss time, there's usually some cinematic, some dramatization of why that guy is a bastard. And in playing Yakuza Like a Dragon, and like almost every boss fight, I'm like, oh, I might not have felt it leading up, but getting there, something happens, and you're just like mad. Like the old age home where they're collecting pension checks and killing off old people, and then you're listening to the guy's rationalization, and you're like, you know what, man? I'm gonna beat you up. I'm gonna make you feel so much pain. I'm gonna enjoy this viscerally, and it had me thinking. I'm like, I don't. It's as an maybe as a young person, you could get into it more. Maybe it was easier to suspend disbelief or play games of imagination. But certainly, I haven't felt this way, I think, in a long time. Where I'm just really, really into kicking the enemy's butt. I say killing them in some games, but in the Yakuza sense, you don't really kill them, and generally, like, murder's a big deal. Which is also a neat thing about the Yakuza games, given that it's about crime families, and people do die in the game. It's treated as a big event, and I think because you're not around killing millions of people, it actually holds like more weight, right? Like the whole. It seems anachronistic that you're going around beating up 100 people, but the fact is, you're just beating them up. And yeah, when you beat people up in real life, there's civil suits for hell. If you hurt somebody and you gotta pay their hospital bills, or use criminal liability. But we hand wave that stuff in video games already. If you play GTA, you'll murder billions, or Call of Duty, you won't get punished for war crimes. Your character won't get punished for war crimes in Call of Duty. So we're already pretty used to hand waving it. So I find like the fact that you're not murdering people lends a lot of weight to the deaths in the series. It's kind of tangential to the point I'm trying to make here, but when it does come time to kick the boss's asses, I am super into it. And I always say I haven't felt that way in a long time. I really love Diablo 4, played the shit out of it. I think there's improvements that need to be made, but you know what? I was pretty ambivalent to killing all the bosses. I didn't really hate anyone. In fact, I was kind of sad about killing Lilith at the end, even though she looks like a demon. I'm like, I kind of like her. And, I think it's great that games, modern sensibilities, we look at these things three-dimensionally, that, even goblins are a kind of people and have thoughts and feelings, and the wanton murder of them is, there's no justification for the taking of any life, really. Like, I like that kind of stuff in games, but it feels good just to kick something's ass. Even when I think about the most brotastic murder game like Gears of War or something, they're bad guys, they're annoying, but you don't hate them. You know what I mean? Like villains that you really just like tick you off. And I suppose that's subjective, but I really think the Yakuza Like a Dragon team really puts a lot of effort into dramatizing, giving the player a feeling of like, this really is justified, and you're really going to feel like doing it, at least if you're a normal human being. And, even I liked Star Wars Survivor, but I wasn't, I thought the bad guys are cool. I was like, yeah, they're bad, but I don't have a visceral feeling of like, this guy needs to be put down. And so this video is just like, I don't know, if you're on a writing team, if you're with a game dev, if you're thinking about these things and you got bad guys to kill, I think the juice is worth the squeeze to put some effort into making bad guys really unlikable. And I will say, I'm never going to stop glazing this game, but Baldur's Gate 3 actually finally did that. A game that wasn't a Yakuza game did that for me. Not that I want to give it any spoilers, but there was a point where a villain just wantonly, savagely murdered someone. I was lying my way into going to kill them anyways. But the fact that they did something absolutely like mind-bogglingly shitty just leading up to talking to me helped me be like, oh yeah, I like it solidified it into a feeling of like, this is happening. I must do it. I need to feel release. And even when combat began, I was like, I am not reloading a save. I have to win this. This battle matters. It's more than just tactical combat. It's more than just having fun with a power fantasy or something like that. This person must die, and everyone must be punished here, and I am the Punisher. Love it. Like that feeling when the game gives it to you is great. And considering the majority of games are about hurting people or hurting fake, not hurting people, but it's violence. It's nice to know that when you're playing a story, you are reduced to only that solution potentially in the context of the video game and the realities of like your protagonist or the world or whatever, that you can feel good about having some sort of moral high ground, or even if there isn't a moral high ground, that it's still the thing that you're going to do and that you're going to have your rationalizations. That's the fantasy that's fun, which is just the fantasy of being justice, essentially, in the context of the fantasy game world you're playing. So Yakuza Like a Dragon, I don't know, it is very charming. I highly recommend it. It's not difficult, but for those feelings alone of just feeling like, hey, it's time to pay the piper and I'm the piper, get out your wallet. I love it. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say. Now here's a video clip. Wow, this guy sucks.
Get more at frogpants.com.